So it's going to be 2 years since this war began on Saturday, the 24th of February. Joining me now is Mr. Oleksiy Goncharenko. He's a Ukrainian member of parliament. Thank you very much, Mr. Goncharenko. What is your assessment from where you are in Kiev as this war completes 2 years on Saturday as to how both countries are placed? Ukraine, its counteroffensive, its famed counteroffensive from last year hasn't quite gone according to plan. And just in the past week, with the fall of Avdiivka, it seems like Russia is today in control of more territory at any point in the last 2 years today than at the beginning of this war.
No, first of all, you're not right. Russia lost 50% of the territory that they took at the beginning of invasion. So it's not true that Russia controls more territory than any other moment during the war. The maximum they had, it was March 2022, and now they are controlling much less territory. I'm speaking about Avdiivka. Avdiivka, you should understand, before invasion, it was 30,000 population town. Not just in Indian measures, but also in Ukrainian. It's not a big city at all. And just several square miles. That's all great success of so-called the second strongest army in the world, how they claimed. So it's not a big success from any point of view. But speaking about Ukraine, in 2023, we really have a very big success. It's in the Black Sea. We kicked off Russian Black Sea fleet from the western part of the Black Sea. We opened the Black Sea for Ukrainian agricultural expert, not from Putin's goodwill, but with the force we did it. And now Ukrainian grain is coming to the so-called global south countries, which is very important for millions of people. We destroyed a significant part of Russian fleet. So on sea, we have very good results. On land, we have a stalemate. That's how the situation looks like for the moment.
Mr. Goncharenko, what happened to the famous counteroffensive, whether it was in Zaporizhia, whether it was in parts of the east? It seems like Ukraine's counteroffensive didn't quite go as planned.
Yeah, definitely. We wanted bigger results, but we have what we have. That's the war. It's quite hard to predict. Don't forget that Ukraine attacked without air superiority, without advantage in troops and anything else. So, yeah, we reclaimed small portions of our territory, but not more. And that's the result of our military campaign on land last year. On sea, the situation is much better, as I told you.
But what about Vladimir Putin himself? It doesn't seem like he's going away anytime soon. He was, in fact, recently, he had gone to Turkey, to Iran, to China. There is talk that he's being welcomed with open arms in South Africa. The president of Brazil has glowing things to say about him. India has not cut off its trade or defense relationship with Putin. It seems like politically, at least in comparison to where he was at the start of this war, he's at a far stronger position today than in February of 2022.
Now, I think comparing to what? Comparing to February 23, 2022, he's in much weaker position. He is a war criminal against whom there is the decision of International Criminal Court, and he is wanted. He couldn't come to South Africa. You have a wrong information, because South Africa is a part of International Criminal Court, and if he would come to South Africa, he would be arrested. So I don't think that he is in better situation at all. Russia is kicked out from the Council of Europe. Russia is kicked out from G8. So they can't be there anymore. So is he still president of Russia? Yes. He is a tyrant. And it's always like tyrannies look like. They look very stable just the day before they becoming very unstable and just collapse. So it can happen tomorrow. Some of his accomplices can kill him, or he can fall. Like it was in June, there was a mutiny and rebel of Wagner Group, which marched to Moscow. Oh, it can happen in 10 years. And I don't know when it will happen. But what I do know that it will happen. So we can't say that he is in strong position. Where is his strong position? But
what about the Ukrainian president? It seems like there is dissent within his cabinet. There's chatter about replacing the prime minister, the army chief, and most importantly, the funding that was supposed to come from the United States, $60 billion, that still seems to be stuck. So what is the foreseeable future for Ukraine's war effort?
Like India is the biggest democracy in the world. Tell me, please, is there changes in the government in India? Can it be changes? In any democratic countries, there can be changes and should be changes. That's why it's democratic country, because nothing can be made from stone. Speaking about financial support, yes, that is something we are very much worried about. We are waiting for the decision of US Congress. We have decision of European Union about 50 billion euros support to Ukraine. We are very thankful for this. We have decision of Japan, of Norway, of Canada, of the United Kingdom, but we don't have decision of the United States for the moment. We hope this decision will be made in the nearest future.
But ever since the war in Israel, between Israel and Hamas in the Gaza Strip began, do you think the world's focus and attention on Ukraine has gone away? And more importantly, the moral pedestal argument that was being made in the context of Ukraine, that you have a sovereign country being invaded, that argument no longer exists because those same countries are here supporting Israel while it kills civilians in a disproportionate fashion.
Absolutely. I can agree with you that we have less focus to Ukraine now. Also because of the war in the Middle East, also because people got used. It's 2 years. And people just got used to awful footage that you show it. But Ukrainian women and children are still dying, and Russia is still killing, and Russia is still committing genocide, and Russia is behaving as a colonial power, as the last colonial empire of Europe. Unfortunately, that's true. And thanks to you that you are covering it, that you are showing it, because that's something very important for millions of people. And we hope that all people in the world will not forget about these sacrifices of Ukrainians for democracy, for international order, because we are just fighting for international order. If the borders of Ukraine can be changed like this with a brutal force, why the borders of other countries? I don't know. India, God bless, never that would happen. But if somebody will decide to attack India, some big neighbor, it's not normal at all. We should respect the international law, international order. There are borders of Ukraine were internationally recognized, including Russia. Russia number of times recognized our borders with a number of agreements which were ratified in Russian parliament. Just Russia is like speeding on the international order, that's all. But if we will tolerate things like this, what will be with the world?
I want to get a final word, and like I said, we all want to be hopeful for Ukraine's sake, but realistically, Mr. Goncharenko, what do the next 12 months look like to you for your country and this war?
I'm not Nostradamus. It looks like the next 12 months will be war. War will continue. We will continue to fight. We don't have any other option. Russians are on our land, killing us. They are committing genocide against Ukrainians. What can we do? We can't give up. If we will give up, they will just kill all of us. They will take our children, make from them Russian soldiers, and attack next country. That's all. We will never allow this to happen, and Ukraine will prevail.
All right. Mr. Oleksiy Goncharenko, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
As your country is going through these troubled times. And of course, it's going to be 2 years since this war began on Saturday.